The Calabar pharmaceutical factory. The original intention and spirit of this factory was to provide the drug demand for the proposed cross-river state health insurance scheme. As you are well aware, the health insurance scheme has been passed by the House of Assembly, and I'm going to be signing it into law by Monday, Tuesday. The idea, therefore, is that if cross-river state will be having huge demand for drugs, for our citizens who will be covered under the comprehensive insurance scheme, it then means that we cannot continue to depend on Lagos and imported drugs to be able to support our people. And that's why, as government, we conceived this idea of Calabar Pharmaceuticals and set up Calafarm. With the coming of Calafarm, we partner with a Pakistani firm that has been majorly involved in this construction work. As you are well aware too, Dana Pharmaceuticals, a group of Dana, one of the outfits of Dana groups of companies that are into pharmaceuticals. So we thought that at this point, now we move into a very serious phase now that the bill is ready to be signed into law, having been passed by the House of Assembly. It is important that we get somebody who has a deep skin in the business environment here in Nigeria. We also to have somebody who is a strong industry player in Nigeria who has a good grasp. While we're not throwing away our Pakistani partners, who would also still be at the background to give technical support. We think that this factory will be a complete game changer in the pharmaceutical business. As a young student in the university then, I did my youth service, I did my internship with Emzor Pharmaceuticals in Lagos. I worked there as a student, so I have a clear understanding of pharmaceutics. But what is critical is that the entire South-South and the whole of Southeast, stretching up to the Cameroon and the western part of Cameroon, stretching to the borders of northern Nigeria, does not have a major pharmaceutical factory. And so most of the drugs come from southwest Nigeria and find their way here. So this will be the major manufacturing heartbeat for the South-South. And of course, because it's going to be a major outfit with a strong partner of this nature, the quality control will be excellent. And so reliable, affordable, quality drugs to cover our insurance program and to stretch beyond the borders of cross-river state to cater to other states and the neighboring countries. That's the critical focus of the Calabar Pharmaceutical Factory. This is part of the concept of ensuring that we reduce the dependence on foreign-based drugs and therefore reduce the pressure on our naira.
Okay. I don't heard it mention Cali there.
Yes, you all know Dana Air, and this is the MD, the group MD of Dana Air. So if he tells you that, except that you didn't give us the time, how soon can that start? But I'm sure that in the next 3 months, this year, at least you will start seeing Dana Air flying to Calabar. Now, we have our own state aircraft, which he has agreed to do a detailed, guided technical study of the aircraft, which is in Aero Contractor in Lagos. As soon as that is done, he will finalize it, get the aircraft on the air. Once that is done, it's going to be written completely. It's Cali Air. So it's Calabar Airlines. So it will be flying Calabar, flying Obudu, flying Lagos, and of course, fly Abuja. That partnership is, we're in a haste to get Cali Air started. So Calabar will have its own airline, partnership with Dana as the technical operator. And we've also reached a point where we are going to be signing up on that deal. So cross-river state, expect a lot to happen. There's a lot of energy, there's a lot of steam, there's a lot of ebuloscopy, there's a lot of excitement in the air because people truly know that cross-river state will definitely make a difference. You know, when there's recession, when the finances become challenging, when society gets stretched, the economic downturn, that is when the intellect and the best of everybody comes out. And I think Nigerians should see this challenge as a great opportunity that this administration has offered us to think and go beyond the scope of our normal lifestyle, to find from the depth of our intellect and capacity and knowledge to bring in new prosperity, new visions, change manufacturing processes depending on foreign inputs, cut that all off, focus back on Nigeria, reconstruct a new economy, a new lifestyle, a new consumption pattern that can take Nigeria out of the wood. But most critically is that ethical change. And that's the first change we need. Attitude, orientation, thinking, philosophy, mentality. Until that is changed, then we start preparing Nigeria for a new tomorrow. When that change does not come, And when people imagine that pumping money into the economy and that will bring change, when you pump into the economy, pumping so much cash into the economy without a proper ethical and attitudinal change, leakages will take all of that money and we'll sit crying. That's why I think that the real change mantra should start with attitude, which is, and that's Kantian kinetics, that's Kantianism. Immanuel Kant of Germany proposes that change in ethics, attitude, and morality is critical to the building of any foundation for society. And that's where we want to start from. And that's why Crossover is creating new platforms, new businesses, new vitalities will open a horizon and a landscape of opportunity for young people to exploit. And I'm happy that Jackie is also a very young man. And so with the level of energy that I see, we are going to do so much to change the fate of the people of Cross River State. And that's why tourism cannot stand alone. Tourism has to be beacon on industry. There has to be factories, there have to be manufacturing, there have to be huge construction activity to support tourism. If you don't have an active, productive youth force, how will tourism thrive? The greatest person to patronize you is yourself. So you yourself as a state must have disposable income to spend in all your tourism investment. He did mention he's also thinking of bringing in Radisson. He's also thinking of bringing in Kempinski and the likes, and Sheraton 4 Points. So these are all the issues that we had discussed with this visit. It's strictly a business visit on this private jet which is parked there in an extensive meeting of this nature. Please, you must propagate this philosophy that there must be a need. The first change is attitude change, ethical change. Let's start with ethical change before we go into the financials. Thank you very much.